New tonight, CNN is learning that Brittany Griner was able to call her father mid-flight as she returned to the U.S. This is according to the Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, and it comes as we're learning new details about Brittany Griner's life in a Russian penal colony. We've got some new video here we'll show you. This is her with short hair in her prison. Her lawyer telling ESPN that Griner cut her hair to survive the brutal Russian winter because there was no way to dry her hair, and she was freezing. An indication Griner thought she would be serving her sentence for many more months to come. We're learning that Griner also could not be forced to sew along with the other women because she was too tall, her hands were too big for the work. I want to go to TJ Quinn, the investigative reporter and senior writer for ESPN, who's been breaking all of these details. TJ, it is amazing, gives you just a window into what she was living every day. What more are you learning about Griner's time at the penal colony?
Well, we have yet to hear from her, of course, but what her lawyer was saying to me and other people around her I've spoken to is that it could have been a lot worse. They were very concerned when she was moved from the relatively safer Moscow jail where she had been through her trial to this penal colony. These colonies are descendants of the old Soviet gulags. They're work camps. Like you said, most of the women sit there and sew all day. Her job was carrying fabric around. There was concern that she could be a target. She is a 6'9" black lesbian from the United States, and no one knew, could she be a target of another inmate, of a guard? What her lawyer was saying to me, and she's speaking from Moscow, so all due respect to her, you have to take a little grain of salt with it, is that they assigned somebody who spoke English to her to help show her the rules, because it's very easy in these camps to suddenly commit an infraction that gets your privileges taken away or put in solitary. But for the 1 month that she was there, she did okay. But you're right, she was looking for the long haul. Even when she was in jail, there's a basketball hoop, but no ball. Her lawyers offered to bring her a ball. She said, I'm not ready to think about basketball. If I'm still here in the spring, bring it to me then.
So, it is amazing the details and obviously important that you point out that that lawyer was speaking to you from Moscow. But Griner's lawyer also told you, I know, that the first promising sign came earlier this week, right? So not much of a warning, right? Earlier this week. And that quickly turned into concern about Griner's whereabouts. So what happened?
Right. Well, they heard last week that something might be happening. So they got a little optimistic, guarded, as you would expect. But then Monday, suddenly they got word that she had been moved back to Moscow. Now, that should have been a great sign. But then they didn't hear from her or about her for days. She said little concerns, like the fact that Brittany had broken her glasses while she was at the prison camp. They didn't know if she could see, if she could read. She said, we didn't know if she was getting food. So essentially, no one slept because on one hand, you can't account for her and you worry about her safety. But on the other hand, this might be the crucial step that actually gets her home.
Wow, amazing that it's those last details just in those hours, not knowing where she was, it sort of leaves me speechless. TJ, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Aaron.
TJ breaking so many of those details. And I want to go now to one of Griner's teammates who helped lead the efforts to bring her home, Brianna Turner. And Brianna, you hear TJ's reporting, right? Getting the sense of, that she moved to Moscow and then her glasses were broken and they didn't know, whether she could see. They didn't know about whether she was getting food. They didn't know any of this. And you've got this new video. She had to cut her hair and you're hearing about her life in this penal colony, right? Forced labor, carrying fabric in her case. You know her so well. You're her friend, you're her teammate. How hard is it for you to hear all of these details?
It's definitely difficult. Obviously, the past 294 days she was detained was very hard, but at the same time, also felt a sense of relief that she's back with her wife, with her family, and then now she can start the road to recovery.
So obviously you and Brittany go way back. You're teammates. You both grew up in Texas. You watched her play in high school. I mean, this is a many, many years relationship. The newest images that we have seen of her getting off the plane today in San Antonio, pretty powerful. And any American watching this, you watch someone coming off that plane and you got to choke up a little bit. But for you, it's so deeply personal. What emotions are you feeling when you watch this and when you watched her come off that plane?
Definitely excitement, again, relief. It's been such a long time coming. And I think obviously seeing on the news earlier how she was like in the air and on her way, but then to literally see her land in San Antonio and see her step off the plane, I mean, the feeling was indescribable.
So I have to ask you something that I think may surprise a lot of people, because it has to do with the fact that there are still a lot of basketball players choosing to play basketball in Russia right now. And I think many people wouldn't expect that given the situation, right? Specifically with her and broadly. You've also played basketball in Russia in the past, and the New York Times reports tonight there are about 30 American men's basketball players playing right now in Russia or planning to return to play there soon. What do you think about that? Do you think that any Americans should be continuing to play there now?
I think it definitely should make Americans a little bit hesitant. I know there's a lot less female basketball players there playing there today than there was in previous years. But at the end of the day, people have to make their own individual decisions and weigh the cost and do as they choose. But I definitely do think it causes a little bit of hesitation for some players.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of amazing to think that people do that. And I understand, right? It's the economic pressure. They have reasons for doing it. But I think surprising for many to hear. And look, Brianna, you've played such a major role in the effort to keep a spotlight on Brittany's story, right? And if it weren't for you and a few others, she might not be coming home, right? Because you were out there talking about it and making sure that the U.S. government and this administration had to hear about it every day, right? They couldn't put it on the back burner because you weren't going to let them do it. You had the hashtag #WeAreBG, the slogan, the display of her initials, her number 42 on the basketball courts. Was there ever a day where you felt this day may not come?
I would definitely say it was a collective effort. It was so many people involved in BG's story and the efforts to get her home. A lot of volunteers, the WNBA, the NBA. So a lot of work went into getting her home. But just looking forward, and was I feeling or less optimistic? No, I always kept my hope alive. I think it'd be easy to just kind of feel like nothing's going to happen. The trades aren't moving quick enough, but I never lost hope.
All right. Well, Brianna, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us tonight.
Thank you.